This is an instructional video for the Scorpion 400 HRT. Here is the point for lifting the machine while in use. Our 3-bank control valve, the black handles are for gripping, the red one is for actuating either makeup or breakout, along with the system pressure gauge next to the control valve. Here is where we control the pressure. On the left is the makeup pressure, and on the right is the system pressure that's allowed into the machine. Here are the lines going in and out from the power pack. These large gauges are to read the makeup and breakout pressure, and here's the adjuster bolt to change the position of the backup arm. You can have the arms as close as about 2 or 3 inches apart and as far as about 8 inches apart. The 400 HRT should be used while suspended. It should be removed from the cart by removing these pins on either side of the cart as shown. Remove the hairpin, remove the pin, and now the machine is just resting on the cart. Suspended from an overhead crane or strap, the operator may now remove the machine from the cart and place it over the pipe or tool that it will be performing a makeup or breakout on. Note that the machine weighs a little under 400 pounds in most setups. The operator should position the machine over the tool with a little bit of space to open the chains. We will now review adjusting the system pressure in the machine. This should be done prior to use. This is the amount of pressure allowed in the machine that will allow you to achieve a grip and to actuate. The system pressure can be read on the small gauge next to the control valve, and it is controlled at the blue manifold previously shown and the spool next to the levers on the control valve. Note, the blue manifold must be open all the way in order to maximize the pressure allowed into the machine. This will be done by twisting the handle all the way to the right in order to allow up to 3000 psi into the system. Here the operator is turning it down towards 2000 by turning to the left. Again, if you open it up all the way to the right, you will allow the maximal amount of pressure in, and you can then fine-tune that amount of pressure using the spool on the control valve on the machine. Now that the blue manifold is set to allow 2000 psi, which can also be increased to approximately 3000 psi, the operator is fine-tuning the system pressure or limiting the system pressure by turning the spool on the control valve to the left. He actuates any of the cylinders in order to achieve a reading on this small gauge, and he turns the screw to the left in order to reduce the pressure into the system. He goes down to 1500 and now down to 1000. Once achieved, he can lock in place using the lock nut on the spool. We will now adjust the makeup pressure. We know the required pressure needed by using the Scorpion calculator that converts your desired torque into pressure, which the machine reads. Here, the makeup pressure is being read on the makeup gauge by holding the red handle in the makeup position to bottom out the makeup cylinder. He has achieved 500 psi. He should have more than that in the system pressure in order to ensure making up to the needed torque. Now that we have adjusted the system pressure and the makeup pressure, the operator will now achieve a grip on the pipe. He has positioned the machine over the pipe with the arms on either side of the joint. He has removed the pin tees to open up the chain links, and he will now lower the machine so that the jaw sits nicely with 2 tong dies in contact with the surface of the pipe. We always achieve grip first with the backup arm, the one being shown here. He extends the cylinder ram and lines it up with the chains so that it will be easy to reinsert the pin T. Bringing up the chain, he will replace the pin T, put in the hairpin, and now he will go to achieve a grip. Note, when achieving grip, there should be chrome still showing on the cylinder ram. If there is no chrome showing, then a link or two may need to be removed from the chain. Now he is adjusting so that the tongue dies sit nicely around the circumference of the pipe. Now we will achieve grip with the makeup arm. The operator has pulled the arm so that it lines up with the pipe, and he will repeat the same sequence as earlier by extending the cylinder ram, reinserting the pin T and the hairpin. Once this is performed, he will then achieve grip by activating the black lever for the appropriate cylinder and pulling in, again with chrome showing, to ensure that he has achieved a good grip. Now that we have set the pressures and achieved the grip, we will perform a breakout. The line on either side of the joint has been marked. The operator should ensure that he has a good grip on the pipe with both arms as shown, and then he can slowly push the lever forward in the breakout direction. Here you can see the arm beginning to actuate by extending the cylinder inside of the body, and you can see that the hash marks are no longer lined up. The joint has been broken using about 400 psi. The same procedure will be used for makeup. You can see the hash marks are apart. The operator will re-achieve grip, which can be done on tough joints intermittently during the process of makeup or breakout. You should always be re-achieving the grip. The cylinder is actuating, retracting back in, hitting the maximum pressure of about 500 psi, and the joint has been made up to completion. Each of the nameplates is labeled accordingly. If you should have questions, please feel free to contact us using scorpion.com.